live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. It is July 13th. It's the 13th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Behind the scenes, we were doing the TikTok trend where every girl identifies as either a Barbie, an American Girl doll, a Bratz doll, or a Polly Pocket.
It's like a personality thing, right? It's not like what you played with. It's like
your attitude.
Your attitude. What kind of doll does that match? I'll give you one guess for Sarah. 3, 2, 1.
Bratz.
She's a Bratz.
I'm a little bit of a brat. Yeah. We have lots of brats in the KSAT newsroom. Sarah Spivey is...
Maybe rephrase that differently.
Girls who identify as the Bratz doll. A lot of attitude.
I'm Polly Pocket.
She was like, what makes me a Polly Pocket?
She said because I'm quirky, I'm a little too loud.
I didn't say that, you just said that. And a lot of spunk. And dynamite comes in small packages, Sarah.
There we go. All right, I'll take it. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast, though, for the day, because I do expect more rain, kind of like what we've been seeing over the last couple of days, where there's definitely people that miss out on the rain, but then there's others that get a good amount of rain. Now, early this morning, the only thing you'll see are a few pockets of showers, some sprinkles there inside of 410, right near the Palo Alto College area, and then right toward the SeaWorld area. So again, just a few light sprinkles out there right now, but we'll be looking at about a 40% chance later on today during the afternoon. It's 76 degrees in San Antonio, 70 in Bulverde, 73 in Hondo, 73 in Tarpley, 71 in Comfort, and 75 in Seguin. When we look at your forecast for the day today, 40% chance for a few showers and storms, mainly in the afternoon, a high temperature of only 90 degrees. Now that's because we'll have some areas of rainfall. And then by tomorrow, less of a rain chance, only 20%, 93 for the high. So temperatures in check this weekend. Now we got to compare that to last year. Last year, this time we were dealing with a major heat wave. I'm going to show you how much cooler this weekend's forecast is compared to where we were at last year. Coming up in just a bit. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. We're continuing to see the fallout in Marion after the city's former mayor and city secretary resigned in the same week. Now it's being felt by residents. One woman says she isn't able to shower, wash clothes, or even wash her hands at her home without sewage coming up the pipes. Zaria Oates tells us just how and when the problem was about to be fixed. The only 2 people listed on the city's bank accounts resigned. And now she's hoping the city of Marion can help her.
Let's fix it.
This is Helen Gunther.
Smell the sewer? You smell it now? Yeah.
She's lived in her Marion home for 30 years, but says the last 4 months have been frustrating.
Okay, this is my dishwasher. Look what it looks like.
Gunther's sewage is backing up into her home. It's preventing her from regularly showering, drinking tap water, doing the dishes, and washing clothes.
And it's the most horrifying smell. It makes you sick to your stomach.
The issue began after work was done at a home next to Gunther's. The home was connected to the same sewer line. After a new owner bought that home, they hired a contractor to cap the line because sewage was backing up onto the property.
So you're the contractor, you capped that off?
Yeah, because then I called the city, letting them know after a month and a half, she's not responding.
The tying of sewer lines together is now illegal in Marion. However, when the lines were tied together more than 30 years ago, it was allowed. Marion Mayor Pro Tem Abigail Mayberry says that means it's been grandfathered in. Gunther says she has never spoken with the contractor, and the contractor says she was never able to get a hold of Gunther. But according to the city, this contractor should not have been doing any work in Marion.
That contractor was actually not permitted to be working in the city of Marion.
With Gunther being on a fixed income, the city says it's trying to fix the situation by possibly paying the cost up front to place a new line.
We were just about there with being able to try to schedule somebody to come out so that the city could absorb that cost and then just pass it back on to her in small increments, as an added bill, when unfortunately all of this began to occur in the city.
All of this being the former city mayor and secretary resigning in the same week, while being the only 2 people listed on the city's bank accounts, making it impossible for the city of Marion to write any checks for contracted work.
Now everything is at a standstill. The contractor we spoke to, he can't have any extra work done for the next 2.5 weeks.
But Gunther's problem started before the resignations.
To go through this, because some new people come in and want to buy, that's not right.
For now, there's a no work order placed on the property where Gunther's sewer was capped off. The city is working to reroute her sewer line to another location. However, they can't do that until the city figures out its banking issues. Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
Zaria, thank you. We hope that situation gets resolved. Okay, so roughly 1 million Texas customers are still without power after Hurricane Beryl. It's been 6 days since the storm made landfall, and nonprofits say they still need the help. So since this storm hit less than a week ago, hundreds of volunteers from San Antonio have traveled to southeastern Texas to help in the aftermath. Nonprofits across the state are trying to recruit more volunteers to staff shelters, serve food, and stock supplies. But they say they need more support from San Antonio.
It's going to be months of work. Next year, there's still going to be stuff done. I can guarantee it.
The loss of power means there's little relief from the heat for hundreds of thousands of people in the Houston area. The city's hospitals say they're seeing triple the usual amount of heat-related illnesses. CenterPoint Energy says power should be restored to most of Houston households this weekend. And speaking of help needed, the San Antonio Police Department has sent 23 officers to assist Houston PD in recovery efforts after Hurricane Beryl. The officers have been there since Thursday morning and are staying until tomorrow, helping out as much as they can. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has announced that FEMA has approved a major disaster declaration for Hurricane Beryl to include 15 Texas counties in FEMA's individual assistance program. Some of those counties include Missouri, Chambers, Galveston, Harris, and Walker County. To find out if where you live was approved for disaster assistance, just head to disasterassistance.gov or call that number on your screen right there, 800-621-3362. In your morning headlines, a judge in New York has dismissed Rudy Giuliani's bankruptcy case. This now allows creditors to seize his assets. So Giuliani wanted bankruptcy protection after 2 Georgia election workers were rewarded $148 million because Giuliani defamed them following the 2020 election. The judge tossed the case after saying Giuliani lacked, quote, financial transparency. The lawyers for the election workers plan to seek the liens on Giuliani's properties in the next coming days. Okay, if you're an AT&T customer, chances are your data has been compromised. Yesterday, the company reported a hack dating back to 2 years ago. The company says from May 1st of 2022 to October 31st that year, tens of millions of customers' metadata was stolen by hackers. So a professor at UTSA broke that down for us, saying the hackers got information about who customers called, plus GPS coordinates to cell towers were also able to be tracked. You can read more about this story on KSAT.com. Alec Baldwin's manslaughter trial is over. The judge tossed out the case after finding issues with why the state and prosecution handled the evidence. This is related to the deadly shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the set of the film Rust that happened back in 2021. Baldwin had pled not guilty and could have faced up to 18 months in prison. It's 8:09 and 76 degrees. A man who lost his leg due to a flesh-eating bacteria, healing day by day. After the break, we'll introduce you to Doug Roberts, who's paying a visit thanks to the healthcare workers who helped him along his journey to recovery. 76 degrees. You can see some of that cloud coverage out there. Sarah Spivey says, hey, we might get some showers here and there this afternoon. And here's the best news. Forecast high of around 90 degrees. I will take it. She'll have our weekend forecast for us. A San Antonio pastor lost his leg to a flesh-eating bacterial infection, and he survived. That was last summer. Now, a year later, Garrett Berger was there to see Doug Roberts visit the team that helped him recover and get used to his new normal.
Hey, how's it going? Good, how have you been?
It's good to see you. Welcome.
For more than 2 months last summer, Doug Roberts recovered at Methodist Hospital's Stone Oak Rehabilitation Clinic. Today, more than 10 months later, he was back for a visit.
It's great to see everyone. Brings back some emotions, some good, some not great, but overall good.
His time here was the beginning of a hard transition. Physical therapy 3 times a day was no picnic.
I mean, we kicked his butt while he was here. I love seeing Doug. Just seeing the progress that he's made and just the positivity around everything that he's been through. It's been amazing.
Also present was Roberts' orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Nicholas Gherkin.
Hey, long time no see, man.
You gonna bark in my ear here?
No.
The man who not only worked on Roberts' left leg, but more recently on replacing his right knee.
When I'm satisfied is in 6 weeks, 8 weeks from now when I see him walking for the first time really and being able to, have a high quality of life now.
Though still a different one. Roberts misses playing pickleball and basketball, but he has been able to return to being a pastor. And he gave a prayer of thanks for the people who have helped him.
Each and every one of these people are making a difference every day in the lives of people. Great to be here with you guys.
Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
What a great story. Thank you, Garrett. Other great news. Only about 90 degrees today for the high.
Yeah, and there's another potential for rain. So if you've missed out the last couple of days, you have another opportunity today. I just want to put this in perspective for everybody. So this time last year, take a look at where high temperatures were. We were dealing with a high on the 13th of July last year of 106 degrees in San Antonio. And there was a long stretch of highs of 103 to 106 in the following week ahead. Now, as for this year, this is what we're forecast for. So today, our high is only going to be 90, some 15 to 16 degrees cooler than last year. And even beyond today, rain chances are going to go down, yes, but temperatures are going to stay tolerable. Highs in the low to mid 90s. I know if we have people visiting from out of San Antonio, they're going to be like, well, that's still hot. Yeah, it is, but it's a lot better than it was this time last year. And a lot of it has to deal with the fact that we have seen some rainfall. For the last 5 days, take a look at your screen. This is a look at the rainfall estimates in the last 5 days. Now, anywhere you see the blue color, that's not a ton of rain, but anywhere you see the greens and the yellows and the reds, that's a good amount of rainfall. So yes, there have still been some who have missed out in a big way on the rainfall, but areas from Lake Hills to Helotes up toward Bulverde, 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. On the south side of Bexar County from Elmendorf to northern Atascosa County, 2 to 3 inches of rain. Let's take a closer look around the city of San Antonio. Areas like Alamo Heights, Lackland Air Force Base, and SeaWorld, not a ton, only 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain, but areas nearer to China Grove, closer to 3 inches of rainfall. So again, some folks have gotten some good rain. It's been the luck of the draw, random pop-up downpours in the afternoon, and that's going to continue to be the possibility today, especially during the peak heat of the afternoon. But as we take a look at the authority radar right now, we are seeing some light rain and some sprinkles out there, mainly near Poteet at the moment, and then across downtown San Antonio. You can see some very light rain moving through Highland Park up toward downtown San Antonio, Alamo Heights. It'll be raining there very shortly for you, but just again, some light rain. As we take a look at our futurecast, I want to highlight that again, more organized pop-up downpours are possible in the afternoon. Now, no severe weather today, but if you do get a shower or storm, a lot like the last couple of days, times of heavy rain, some flashes of lightning. So if you're planning on enjoying some time outdoors today, just have a backup plan to quickly duck inside, because remember, if it's raining, if it's thundering outside, you really don't want to be out there because that means there's lightning in the vicinity. As we head into the evening though, our rain chances are going to go down for the day. 76 in San Antonio right now, it's cloudy. 77 in New Braunfels, 77 in Del Rio. Bernie, you're at 72. So the combination of the clouds and the fact that we're going to have at least a chance for rain is really going to keep temperatures down today. By noon, it'll only be 83. And then in the afternoon, again, a 40% chance for a few showers, possibly a rumble of thunder. High temperature of only 90 degrees today in San Antonio. Pretty nice for mid-July. And then by this evening, 8 p.m., our rain chances are going to go down. We'll be in the low 80s. High temperatures, 86 in Kerrville, 86 in Rock Springs, 91 in New Braunfels, 92 in Del Rio, 92 in Cotulla. Heat advisories, though, across a good portion of the nation. So oddly enough, San Antonio and our viewing area is going to be one of the quote unquote cooler parts of the nation. It'll be in the triple digits in Wichita, 100 in Little Rock, 108 New Braunfels is what it's going to feel like. This is the heat index value, feeling like 110 out in Phoenix, Arizona. Now that heat high, which often makes us see triple digit temperatures, it's going to slowly move off to the east, but it's not going to move directly over Texas. So what that means for us is our rain chances are going to go down, yes, but our temperatures should still be manageable. By Tuesday, Wednesday, it'll be near 96 degrees for the high, and then we'll be looking at a better rain chance by Thursday and Friday, a 30% chance there. Hey, coming up, we've also got a look at the Saharan dust in the air, and I'll have a look at your pollen count in just a few minutes.
I think it's my ideal forecast for the summer. 90 with 40% chance of rain.
Not too hot, and a decent chance for rain.
I would love that every day.
Me too.
Thank you, Sarah. It's 8:19 and 76 degrees. Starting tomorrow, SeaWorld San Antonio kicking off the ultimate shark experience to give people a chance to learn more about sea creatures. We'll tell you about that after the break and how you can check it out.
And let's take a look at your lotto numbers. Pick 36009 Fireball. Daily 4 7 8 7 4 Fireball 3.
Cash 5, 6, 9, 13, 25, 33. Mega Millions 15, 35, 48, 53, 68. Mega Ball 8 Mega Plier. We're just a few days away from National Shark Awareness Day, and SeaWorld San Antonio does something of their own to bring awareness to these sea creatures. July 14th kicks off SeaWorld San Antonio's ultimate shark experience, where people can learn more about them throughout different activities. So check it out.
We celebrate sharks 365 days a year. And coming up, you'll be able to experience sharks in an even closer way.
The Ultimate Shark Experience is happening now through Sunday, July 14th. At the experience, people of all ages learn and interact with several species of sharks.
We have 4 species on display here at our shark habitat. We have our sand tiger sharks, our brown or sandbar sharks, our nurse shark, and a zebra shark. And then if you come experience our behind-the-scenes tour, you get to visit with one of our white-spotted bamboo sharks.
SeaWorld Aquarium Department Supervisor Janelle Baca says the goal is for people to walk away with a different outlook on sharks.
Hollywood has kind of sensationalized a lot of, that fear and misconceptions and myths on sharks. And so we really want our guests to have an understanding that, sharks play a key role, and they can learn those facts here at SeaWorld.
Some of the proceeds from the Ultimate Shark Experience go towards the SeaWorld Conservation Fund. This supports projects that protect sharks around the world. To learn more about the Ultimate Shark Experience and other SeaWorld events, visit our website, KSAT.com.
Thank you, Haley. It's 8:24 and 76 degrees. We know you've probably missed these previews. I know I have. Today on the new episode of Texas Eats, David Elder takes us to a spot near downtown for brunch with some Latin fusion. We'll have a sneak peek after.
You got some really cool brunch options. Talk to me about the French toast.
My guys in the kitchen came up with a tres leches French toast.
Oh, look at that. Fresh fruit on top as well. Tres leches French toast. That's the bite. I see some crispy bacon right here. That's how you brunch it up, baby. You get the bacon, you get your eggs, and you get your French toast. Make sure you chew with your mouth closed though, okay? You have a bowl, and I see chicken on top, but what's going on the bottom?
They're chilaquiles, but honestly, it's probably the top seller.
The chilaquiles. That might be my favorite bite.
Everything that goes into the chilaquiles is all made in-house.
We didn't even get to the drinks that look like the most fun part. Well, that's why you have to stay tuned after GMSA to watch Texas Eats. It's 8:28 and 76 degrees. Okay, before we head to break, you have 2 more days to enter our KSAT Insider Contest to win tickets to see Bessel Bluma. That's right, I think at Clemens High School. He was there for a bit. Live at the Frost Bank Center later this month. He will be in town on the 27th. Take out your phone, scan that QR code on your screen. You can enter our ticket giveaway. One lucky person will win not just 2, but 4 tickets to the concert. But you have to enter by the end of the day on Monday. And you have to be a KSAT insider. For a look at the official rules, just head to KSAT.com. Good morning. It's 8:30 on this Saturday, July 13th. Thank you so much for waking up with us.
Thanks for waking up for us. You know, we just did some Instagram and social media posts, some pretty fun ones. I've got one about, you know, this year compared to last year, how it's a little bit cooler this year than it was last year. And Sarah just posted a fun video about a trend on TikTok that's going on.
Yeah, whether you identify as a Barbie, American Girl doll, a Bratz doll, or a Polly Pocket.
I'm Polly Pocket, apparently, and I did play with Polly Pockets. I loved them so much.
I identify as a Bratz doll because I have a lot of sass.
You do.
And a lot of attitude as I move my hoops around. But I never played with them. I always played with Barbies and American Girl dolls, so, you know.
Well, we can't all be what we admire.
No, we can't.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look outside. You can see we've got some dust in the air today. This is another big part of the story. Just some light to moderate plumes of Saharan dust. This happens every summer. Only when the plume gets particularly dense does it really impact your allergies. We're going to see the plume peak on Monday before it starts to dissipate. The air quality is okay. It's just fine. It's not necessarily unhealthy for even those who are sensitive to it. If you happen to be feeling like, wow, my allergies are really acting up, it's probably not because of the dust. This is probably why your allergies are acting up. The pollen count today shows that molds are very high. You know, the last couple of days we've had a few pop-up downpours here and there, and that has caused molds to be high. Pigweed is low at only 20. Outside right now, it is cloudy, and there's even some sprinkles out there this morning. 76 degrees out in San Antonio, and you can see on the radar right now that, yes, we do have some sprinkles that are starting to move through downtown San Antonio, up towards SeaWorld and Leon Valley, and even some down near Poteet and Atascosa County. So this is just the start of our chance for rain today. We're going to see rain chances peak in the afternoon, kind of like we had the last couple of days, but clouds and our rain chances should keep temperatures manageable. Rain chances, though, will be going down in the coming days. I'll tell you everything you need to know coming up in just a bit. Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. There's a lot to be on the lookout for out on the roads this weekend, including some major construction closures. Oh, we hate hearing about this. Here's Traffic Authority's RJ Marquez with the latest.
Well, for drivers on the northwest side, we had a little bit of a break on construction due to the 4th of July holiday, but that will no longer be the case this weekend as we're taking a look at one of our TransGuide traffic cameras, and you see some of the flyovers coming into place there as they continue to work on the interchange there at 1604 and I-10. So we are going to see some more closures this weekend. This is slated to start Friday night and run through 5 a.m. Monday morning, but you know what? For the most part, TxDOT has actually been pretty good about clearing things out before we get to that Monday time frame. Want to let you know about this closure though. So what we're going to see this weekend is 1604 west from I-10 to Lock Hill Selma. This stretch of road right here from Lock Hill Selma, including Tradesman and Vance Jackson, that will be closed this weekend. Also going to have one main lane closed on I-10 East. That's going to be the right lane right there at the interchange, and the 2 left cloverleafs that will also be closed throughout the entire weekend. Again, this closure going into effect Friday night at 9 p.m. and lasting through Monday 5 a.m. But in terms of everything that's going on out there, this is actually not too bad of a closure. Just keep in mind that there will be detours out there and of course traffic officers to help drivers navigate through this closure this weekend. We have more information on this, KSAT.com. Make sure you guys stay safe and have a good weekend.
RJ, thank you. 30 years in prison. That's the sentence for a man who admitted to neglecting his mother before she died. Juan Santos Huerta was supposed to care for his mother. Instead, when the 74-year-old Maria Huerta was found, she was emaciated and had maggots on her lower body. She died 3 years ago. Her son, Juan Santos Huerta, pled guilty to elderly injury and received the maximum sentence for his crime.
And I think you deserve every single one of those 30 years. I would never imagine someone in this situation to end up in this situation. This was your mother. Not anybody else, but your mother.
Santos Huerta has to serve 15 years before he's eligible for parole, but his legal troubles aren't over. So according to court records, he has a Medicaid fraud charge pending on another case. And there's an update on a murder trial we've been following this week. Quavante Walls was found not guilty in the murder of his roommate, Mario Miller. It took the jury around 4.5 hours to come back with that verdict. Earlier this week, Walls testified that he shot Miller in self-defense after the two argued over rent money. In your Texas headlines, a case of bed bugs may have led police northeast of Dallas to a human trafficking ring. Officers in Princeton say they received a call from exterminators who reported seeing unusual living conditions for more than a dozen women. Police ended up finding 15 women inside, ages 23 to 26 years old, living out of suitcases and sleeping on floors. Upon further investigation, police learned the women were in what they believed were internships for basic computer programming. Once they got jobs, majority of their paychecks would go to the suspects involved. This morning, we know so far 4 suspects have been arrested in the investigation on charges of human trafficking. We are also learning the name of a Texas soldier who was found dead in Tennessee back in May. The body of 23-year-old Katia Duernas Aguilar was found in her home, and the autopsy report says she died from nearly 70 stab wounds. Duernas Aguilar was based in Fort Campbell, but she is from Mesquite. She enlisted in the Army in 2018. So far, no arrests have been made in this homicide. And authorities have arrested the man accused of killing a Harris County deputy Wednesday night. 44-year-old Ronald Palmer Jr. was found at a home on Thursday, believed to have belonged to an acquaintance. After holding up in the house for a couple of hours, he finally came out and surrendered to the authorities. This all stemmed from that incident at a Little Caesars in northeast Harris County. The sheriff said Palmer got upset because his order was wrong, pistol whipped an employee, then took off. Deputies were called to look for him. An undercover deputy was the one that spotted Palmer's car a short time later, and that's when the sheriff said Palmer shot 28-year-old deputy Fernando Esqueda. Palmer has been charged with aggravated assault and capital murder. Investigators are still looking into whether anyone may have helped him hide from authorities. It's 8:39 and 76 degrees. Astronomy Photography of the Year finalists have been revealed, and a deep space bling ring shines for all to see. That's coming up in today's Take a Look at This. Astronomy photography, it's a hobby my father is dabbling in. Let me tell you the amount of math and science that is involved in it. It's a very difficult thing to do. It's 8:40, 76 degrees outside. I'm excited for the high of 90 degrees today, but Sarah Spivey says rain may be in the San Antonio area. An amazing annual competition highlighting photography of the heavens has just dropped their cream of the crop finalist images
ahead of the ultimate round of judging. So Jeremy Roth gives us a preview of the short list in today's Take a Look at This.
Spectacular, mystifying, out of this world. There's simply no other way to describe the amazing images representing the short list of finalists in the 2024 Astronomy Photographer of the Year competition. Put on by the Royal Observatory Greenwich in London, the competition is in its 16th year and saw more than 3,500 entries from nearly 60 countries. The ones you see here represent the cream of the cosmic crop. vying for the top honors in the final round and were captured using a combination of amazing tech and incredible talent. Like this time-lapse capture of the International Space Station in transit across the moon as seen from Australia, or this dragon-shaped aurora giving off intergalactic Game of Thrones vibes as it loomed large over rock formations in Iceland, or this composite of the sun, which is impressive enough before you spot the wisp of coronal activity that gave it its name, a whale sailing the sun. Finalists will be assessed by an expert panel of judges from the worlds of art and astronomy, and winners in multiple categories along with the top spot will be announced on September 12th, but as far as I'm concerned, they're all winners in my book. Well, this last image isn't up for an award, but maybe it should be. NASA's intrepid James Webb Telescope beamed back the image of what looks like a giant diamond ring in the cosmos, but is actually a large amount of gas and dust in a galaxy's black hole called a quasar. This easy-to-read diagram shows how the galaxy bends the quasar's light so we Earthlings can see it and all its pretty parts from 6 billion light years away. It's a jewel of an image, but the name quasar doesn't exactly shine. I'm thinking Deep Space Diamond has a much better ring to it. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
One of the things that amazes me the most about space and stargazing is that the light we're looking at is thousands, sometimes millions of years old. It's just amazing that we're seeing something like it's like we're time traveling.
Time travelers. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. And you said your dad was getting into that kind of...
Oh, man, it's a lot of equipment, a lot of math, science, but maybe he'll retire and he'll have more time.
There you go. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit closer here to Earth about the weather. Now, so far this year, we've had 12 100-degree days. It's been a while, though, since we've had one of those triple-digit days. By this time last year, we had 19, and by this time in 2022, we had 35. So far, you know, we are behind the last couple of years, which is good. Who wants another 100-degree record for San Antonio? So a big part of that has been the fact that we have seen some rain, and today we're going to have a chance for a few showers and storms. In fact, there's a little bit of rain out there right now. The extra cloud cover is going to keep temperatures down. It's only going to be 90 degrees for the high. Tomorrow, less of a rain chance, but still manageable temperatures with a high of 93. Here's a look at some pictures sent into our KSAT Connect feature online and on our weather app. You can see this is in Bulverde. The last couple of days there, more than 2.5 inches of rain. And there have been many neighborhoods that have seen an inch plus of rain. Unfortunately, there have been many neighborhoods who've only seen about a quarter of an inch of rain the last 5 days as well. But in addition to not being as hot as the last couple of years, we're also seeing more rain than the last couple of years too. This is a look at rainfall from the start of the year. We've seen more than 15 inches of rain in San Antonio. Last year by this time we had almost 13, and then in 2022 we had only 5 inches of rain by this time last year. 2021 was a good year for us temperature and rain wise. We still need more rain though because we are still in drought. It's 76 in Kerrville, 75 in New Braunfels, 79 in Del Rio. Good morning Beeville, it's 77, 73 in Carrizo Springs, and 77 in Eagle Pass. Here's a look at the Authority radar right now. You can see that a few showers and sprinkles are moving through San Antonio. Not heavy rain at all. These are just sprinkles moving through Leon Valley. A little bit of a look closer to the south and to the west. Pleasanton area getting some light rain, and also near Cotulla. Now later on today we're going to have a slightly better chance for a few showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder. This is going to be this afternoon during the peak heat of the day, but the clouds anyway are going to keep things nice and cooler today for the high temperatures, as I mentioned earlier. And then once we lose the daytime heat, we're going to see our rain chances go down for the day. So looking at KSAT 12-hour forecast, just a few sprinkles out there right now. It's going to stay fairly cloudy. A few peaks of sunshine in the afternoon, but also a chance for some showers and storms. High temperature of only 40. Now, high temperature of only 90, but a 40% chance for a few showers and storms. When I say storms, I don't mean severe weather. These will maybe create some brief heavy downpours and flashes of lightning, but that's it. Again, it's going to be a pretty quiet evening with temperatures falling into the low 80s by 8 p.m. Highs manageable. This is nice to see in mid-July. It's only going to be in the 80s in parts of the hill country. 85 in Lakey, 86 in Kerrville, 89 in Bulverde, 88 in Canyon Lake, 92 in Converse, 91 in Seguin, 89 in Uvalde, and 91 in Poteet. All right, so that heat high is going to inch closer to us in the coming days, but it's not going to settle right over San Antonio. So that means temperatures will stay manageable, even though rain chances are going to go down in the coming days. So when you look at your 7-day forecast, rain chances go down, temperatures go up slightly, 96 Tuesday, 96 Wednesday, but then take a look at Thursday and Friday. We do have another chance for kind of the same kind of rain we've been dealing with the last couple of days, pop-up downpours in the afternoon. That's all because of a stalled front. So again, the weather is behaving for us. We would like to see more widespread rain, Sarah, than what we're dealing with right now, but I'll take this over the triple digits anytime. It's pretty nice to see. Now, one negative side effect or the pollen count is the molds from all the rain.
Yeah,
I'll have a look at that coming up.
I like it. It's behaving.
Yeah.
Be good.
I know.
Please don't be bad. We know how it likes to act in August.
We'll see.
Pretty naughty. All right, 8:50 and 76 degrees. We'll be. If you're a fan of Hallmark Christmas movies, oh my gosh, these always make me think of Mike Osterhage. Hi, Mike. I know he's watching. It's Christmas in July for you. Hallmark is launching a new streaming service. Oh, it's expensive for $80. Wow. Members will have access to exclusive content and rewards, including points to use in Hallmark stores. It launches in September. It's 8:54 and 76 degrees. Hey, after the break, we'll take a look at some of the events happening this weekend. Happening today and tomorrow are plenty of events that you and the family can enjoy around San Antonio, starting with the famous Barbie Truck Dream House heading our way. So Barbie's Dream House will stop by North Star Mall on the corners of Loop 410, Access Road, and McCullough this morning. The pop-up shop will have graphic t-shirts, hoodies, denim jackets, and so much more. Ooh, a jacket sounds cute. And it's from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The lines get pretty long for these pop-up shops, so make sure you get there early. So maybe head out now. So if you're still trying to find ways to stay cool this summer, the San Antonio Botanical Garden hosting a family-friendly cooling off event. The Celebrate Water event is happening from 9 this morning to 1 p.m. There'll be lots of kid-friendly activities, starting with face painting at 10, watercolor painting, interactive performances with a live reading of the children's book, We Are Water Protectors, and garden educators will have a station set up to teach Propagation 101. Oh, I love that. Adult tickets are $22, and kids 3 to 15 get in for $15. Children under 3 get in for free, and I think they're also having a splash pad at that event as well. Okay, and happening today and tomorrow, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey bringing the greatest show on earth to San Antonio. The circus will have 6 performances at the Alamo Dome. There is no longer animals in the show, but there will still be high wire stunts, comedic acts, dance performances, much more. New production design includes movable staircases and 2 main stages. Tickets are on sale now. Also happening today, we're taking a live look outside of the KSAT Community Project Mend event. So if you have any gently used medical mobility items like wheelchairs that are no longer needed, I think I have one here at the newsroom I need to donate, you might consider donating them to Project Mend. So they're holding a community drive at Wonderland of Americas outside of Hobby Lobby right now. We'll be checking in with how things are going out there throughout the morning. You can drop them off this morning between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. For more information, just head to ksatcommunity.com. We'll be right back.